All right, everybody, we are back with more of the Sacramento International Film Festival preview show. And I got to tell you, folks, I am very, very excited. My name is Martin Anaya. I'm the director of the Sacramento Film Festival, but I got to tell you, it is a group of people. If I had to list, if the trailer or the credits, let's say the end credits of a movie, it would go on and on and on because we have that many people who are involved and excited. And by the way, if you want to get involved and excited, it's californiafilm.net and or sacramentofilmfestival.com. Get a hold of us. And you're going to want to do that anyway because you're going to want to come out to this Sacramento Film Festival. It is happening the 13th through the 15th this month. And right now, we're going to be talking to some filmmakers from a very, very special program that we like to call the world's greatest shorts. And if it's okay with you, what I will do is I will go ahead and play a little trailer from that right now. And then on the other side, we're going to talk to some of these wonderful filmmakers. Stay right there. Yes. We're very excited. When we are looking at so many submissions, I mean, this year, the film festival must have had, well over 500 submissions. I mean, that's a lot of movies to have to look at and to try to sit in judgment over. And our film festival is on its 29th year. We're almost about to celebrate. Actually, on April the 26th, that is the final week of April is always when the Sacramento Film Festival is played. During COVID, we split it up into two halves. But on April 26th, that will be our 30th year anniversary, folks. So think about that. 30 years of the Sacramento International Film Festival. And again, in all that time, it has been a lot of people and a lot of wonderful people who have made it happen, none the least of which these filmmakers. And when you're sitting looking at all these movies, you have to make some very difficult decisions. But we are a film festival that is for filmmakers, by filmmakers. Everybody that works on our program are media professionals. They work in this industry. They're not people that are just, doing this for a lark and, just kind of inviting all their friends and he. So we take it very seriously. And I want to bring on some filmmakers that we thought were not only worthy of getting in the film festival, but also worthy of being a part of the world's greatest shorts program. Gentlemen, let me have you introduce yourself. I'm going to start from the top right there. Tell us your name and tell us what your movie is, sir.
Hey, I'm Ben Friedman Hibbs, and I'm the director, writer, and editor of The Catan Valley.
Outstanding and a wonderful, wonderful movie. We're going to talk a little bit about it. And then who do we have here down below?
Hi, I'm Jake Ross Bell. I'm the writer and director of I'll See You Again.
I'm Owen Carr. I'm the director of photography and executive producer of I'll See You Again.
You guys, I got to tell you, man, you guys are all young guys. Sometimes when you see something as heady as I Will See You Again, or as kind of poignant as the Catan Valley, you might think of that filmmaker as some old grizzled veteran that's been 30 years in the industry.
Yeah.
Let me start with you, Jake. What was some of the impetus for this movie? What was the reason or the inspiration, I guess I could say?
I mean, it's a little bit disappointing. It was just sort of like my friend was showing me some notes he had in his phone, and he was like, hey, I have this idea for a film where a guy goes through this traumatic experience, and this is kind of like some bullet points. And I was like, oh, cool. I'll use that as inspiration, I guess, to make the film. So the story's by him, but I actually wrote the script. But I mean, I did draw a little bit from, real experiences and stuff I've seen and tried to understand the human psychology of grief and stuff. So I don't want to give a too pretentious of an answer, but I mean, that's sort of, it's a little bit disappointing. It might seem like it's a bit more going on there, but really it's just, coincidence, I
Well,
guess.
we actually do have a trailer, so maybe we can glean a little bit from that. But again, folks, there's nothing that takes the place of coming and seeing it. This program is going to happen on the 14th of this month, so it's right around the corner, and you're going to want to go to that website to get those tickets. But let me go ahead and play the trailer for I'll See You Again.
I couldn't stand to look at her. I thought that if I could block her out of my mind, that things would be okay. That maybe I could finally forget.
Yeah, man, that is a very good looking movie, guys.
Thank you.
I got to tell you, and again, we see a lot of good looking movies and movies with, kind of deep meanings and so forth. But since we have the DP here, tell me, what was your inspiration going in? How were you visualizing this in terms of trying to tell this story through the lens?
Yeah, so a lot of, because this was a little bit of a break for me in terms of my typical style. I don't want to give away too much, like I said, about the story, but it takes I desaturated a lot of the colors in this film, because normally I like to keep the saturation kind of where it was in real life, but for this one, we wanted to go with a more like lots of grays, like a very muted look, because of kind of the nature of how the film goes as it progresses on. We also wanted to do a lot with like obscuring the audience's vision.
Yeah.
So as you kind of go through the film, we had the idea to have a motivated voiceover as the film progresses, and we didn't necessarily want to give the audience all of the information as to where the character is, what he's talking about, who he's talking to. So we did a lot of obfuscation of what his actual reasoning for being where he is.
Fascinating. And it's really interesting when you talk about it from a technical standpoint, but how you communicate the feeling of a piece. Jake, as the writer and director of the piece, tell me, for you, how do you communicate that into a visual language so that your DP goes, yes? I mean, what are those conversations like?
Yeah, I mean, we've been working together we used to be neighbors when we were like 10 years old. So we've known each other for quite some time. So we have a we know how each other's brains work. And so, I mean, when we're kind of trying to figure out a shot, we kind of will think of a movie that we saw. I mean, there's a big shot in the film. I don't want to give it away, but I kind of took a lot of inspiration from like, the scene in Reservoir Dogs where he's getting tortured and he gets his ear cut off, but spoilers for that, I guess, but they pan away from it and they pan away from the action. And I liked that a lot. So I tried to keep that when we were kind of doing this big, shot in the film. We were both seeing a lot of the same stuff and kind of. And
I understand that technique that you're talking about. It's quite good. It leaves the horror in it. And sometimes it's almost what you don't see, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Also, when you're working with like constrained budgets, as a lot of filmmakers are, it's often just more effective if you can't actually put something on screen, make the audience kind of put it in their minds.
Absolutely, 100%. Well, guys, I can't say enough about this movie. Again, it is happening, folks, on the 14th of this month as part of the Sacramento International Film Festival. It's World's Greatest Shorts. I'm going to play another little bit of a promo here, and we'll be right back to talk to Ben Friedman Hibbs and talk about his movie. Stay right there.
The Sacramento Film Festival Winter Edition is back. Join us for 3 days of spectacular cinema, beginning with a gala holiday party on December 13th. So don't miss the 29th Annual Sacramento International Film Festival. Cinema excitement.
All right. And now we are joined again by Ben with the Catan Valley. And Jake is kind of hanging out. You guys, gentlemen, hang out with us. But Ben, you know, another really, really, I mean, I could really ask you the same kinds of questions, you know, because here you have a movie that looks like it was inspired by true events. Is that the case?
Yeah, very directly. I mean, the visuals themselves, I have a literal almanac of a visual reference to go off of. So it was based on a real event in California's history, which is where Lake Berryessa is current day. So if you know about the real story of that, that would inform what you know about this film. But yeah, we had a direct visual reference and a direct set of historical events to base our film on.
You know what? I don't know about the history of Berryessa, but I have, you know, every time I learn more about the history of California and about the city of Vallejo, for example, and how that was, you know, the capital of the state of California when it was a state of Mexico and what happened there and all that. I mean, I can certainly kind of see where stories like this come from. And again, we don't have your trailer, but without giving it away, tell us what you can tell us at least about the setting or the backdrop of this film.
Yeah, so a big through line in California's history is these towns that had to be taken away in order to put in water reservoirs in the 1950s due to the increasing population. So that's the basis of this film, one of these small towns that is poised to be destroyed by the U.S. government. And we go from there. It's set, the real event at Berryessa happened in the 50s. This is set in the 80s, but we definitely wanted to directly evoke the look of that era.
Sure. That's amazing. And I got to say, it's a wonderful movie. Sorry we don't have the trailer here, but you can go and watch it on our website, californiafilm.net. And again, we're talking about the world's greatest shorts. I'm going to bring these two gentlemen back in here just so that we can say goodbye to you all. If there was one reason that you guys can think of why people should come out, let's say, so I've talked to people all the time who's never been to a film festival. Now, never mind your movie. Obviously, that's the reason they want to come is to see your movie. But if there was one other reason that you could say to folks who've never been to a film festival, hey, you should come out, what might you tell them? And gentlemen on the bottom, let me start with you.
I would say it's a great opportunity to like meet with people who are, you know, doing films in your local area. I mean, if you're a non-filmmaker, it's great to see more films and support that industry. But if you're a filmmaker, it's great for networking. I mean, I've been to a few festivals already, got to know a lot of people that way. So that's what I would say.
Yeah, kind of bouncing off of that, besides let's talk about people who aren't necessarily filmmakers, who maybe might not have an interest in the industry. A lot of the times when people see movies, they're often only watching Hollywood-esque AAA type titles, Marvel movies, movies starring The Rock, whatever it is. While those movies aren't necessarily bad, they do exist in sort of an echo chamber where it's only like the top 1% of those movies get made. Only maybe what studio producers want to show the mass public. And I think going to smaller indie festivals like this is definitely a good opportunity to broaden your horizon as far as your filmmaking habits are.
100%. Couldn't agree with you more. Ben, what do you think?
Yeah, I'd say just do it to support local artists. Check out what the people in your community are making. And if nothing else, just go there looking to gain some further curiosity about the world around you and just learn more about your world.
Amen. And again, speaking of your world, the name of the program is World's Greatest Shorts. It's happening with the Sacramento Film Festival. Right down below there, californiafilm.net, sacramentofilmfestival.com is how you get those tickets, and they are going fast. We are at an absolutely gorgeous venue, the Sofia, but we're not in the 300-seat room. We're in about an 80-seat room, so these tickets will go fast, and you want to get them quickly. Gentlemen, I can't say enough. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are absolutely amazing. And we'll see you on the next one right here. Sacramento Film Festival presents.